Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2019 at 2:29 p.m. and I'm having problems getting the state of Michigan and Lapeer County to understand the Americans with Disability Act for reasonable accommodations. I've been denied or ignored the right to transportation to access public services. I've been denied all services and have battled Lapeer DHHS, Adult Protective Services, my state legislator Gary Howell. Check out those videos, they were really ugly. The Almont Police, the Michigan State Police, and the Michigan Department of Civil Rights since July 7, 2017. I tried to act as my own attorney and have not been given that right. Instead, I've been ignored, and that's why I have over 80 now evidence videos of Michigan and Lapeer County government gross negligence that has made it impossible to survive, which is murder, when I finally die of thirst from living in an uninhabitable home destroyed by DHHS, Lapeer DHHS workers Rhonda Lansing and Tanya McCrory, and covered up by Adult Protective Services workers Steve Atkinson, his supervisor David Lynch, and Elaine Stoutenberg. No one will put anything in writing how DHHS workers botched a job that destroyed my home and left me to die without running water since November 2017. Adult Protective Services has covered it up. I proved I broke the contract, and I am not responsible for Lapeer DHHS's workers' gross negligence. No one will explain why no one in Lapeer County or state government will bring me water to survive ever since. I just have to die by being tortured to death of thirst. Look at my 80-plus evidence videos how I begged government employees for help and was hung up on, including my state legislator Gary Howell. I have to take Lapeer County prosecutor Mike Sharkey's word that someone did a thorough investigation and found no wrongdoing and nothing in writing. I created a job opportunity in September 2017 for myself, but I was denied the opportunity to work to survive by the Michigan Secretary of State and Michigan Treasury, who demanded almost $6,000 in driver oversight charges and fees going back 16 years. The Department of Civil Rights, who ignored my rights and did nothing on my case for 2 years. Michigan repealed the driver oversight charges on October 31st, 2018. But I finally lost my job opportunity the month before, in September 2018, because the Michigan Department of Civil Rights is dysfunctional and my worker Charles Archie never addressed my right to work. I originally applied to the Michigan Department of Civil Rights in July of 2017 to save my job. They did nothing until I complained to Senator Mike Green in November 2018. Charles Archie was assigned my case and was supposed to forward a $15,000 Court of Claims case on August 7th, 2018. I still don't know what he did about it. When I called him on 12/28/18, he freaked out and dismissed my case the exact day that I called and never said why. And actually 4 of his supervisors have wasted 8 months now of my time saying they were investigating what Charles Archie did about my $15,000 Court of Claims case and my demands to file a complaint against Lapeer DHHS for failure to provide transportation under ADA guidelines. See all those videos of me trying to get anybody in the Michigan Department of Civil Rights to file my complaint. I have a right to transportation to access public services that have been denied by Lapeer DHHS, Lapeer Adult Protective Services, Michigan Department of Civil Rights, the state legislator Gary Howell, state senator Kevin Daly, the Michigan State Police, and the Almont Police. Forget the access to telecommunications, it's not even worth talking about. I've been denied access to the Michigan State Police by Lapeer County dispatch workers who refused to send state police to my home to file a gross negligent complaint against Lapeer Adult Protective Services worker Elaine Stoutenberg, who lied to the DHHS crisis hotline saying I'm in no danger because I have a grocery store right across the street, when it's really 3/4 of a mile away and I can't walk to it. I broke my collarbone in 4 places trying to ride a bike to it in 2015. It's impossible for me. Elaine Stoutenberg's gross negligence made it impossible for me to get help. Lapeer County employees cover up for each other, for other employees, instead of suffering county taxpayers. Charles Archie of Michigan Department of Civil Rights was supposed to forward my $15,000 Court of Claims case against DHH workers that destroyed my home and left me to die. I still don't know what he did to my case because he dismissed it on 12/28, exactly the same day that I called to complain about him doing nothing on my case. Check out all those videos. Michigan Department of Civil Rights employee Charles Archie committed gross negligence and abandoned me on 12/28. His supervisors are as criminally incompetent as Charles Archie is. I'm on my 4th supervisor who's still trying to find out what Charles Archie did to keep my job offer, fix my home, to keep me from becoming homeless, and refusing to take my complaint against Lapeer DHHS workers who refused transportation to access public services. Charles Archie did nothing, and either did his supervisors, Christina Belts, Patricia Barrera, Lori something or other, and then there's another lady that I talked to named Feldman that I still haven't gotten back to, because I've talked to these people, each wasted all my time. I sent them all my paperwork, called them for a month, and they just ignored me. Watch all my videos, because I had them all on video. All these taxpayer-funded employees that did nothing to collect paychecks for goofing off at home and playing video games like Charles Archie. See my videos. I caught him at home in September 2018. You could hear his dogs and his kids playing video games in the background instead of him working on my case. That's why I have no idea to this day if he ever filed my court of claims case, and no one will tell me. That's gross negligence. That's about it for now. What are examples of public services? Law enforcement, like court. What's a person? An individual, or like my legal representative, my court-appointed lawyer, Dan Guerin, who did nothing for me except have a warrant put out for my arrest after botching his scheduling the case. And then I chased him for 3 weeks, and the day that I caught him, he hung up on me and said, get a new lawyer. Federal and state law requires DHS to make all programs and services available and fully accessible to persons with disabilities. That includes access to proper support services that enable such individuals to work and keep their families healthy, safe, and intact. DHS must furnish reasonable accommodations. Reasonable accommodations or reasonable modifications in this context means modifications when possible of deadlines, rules, policies, and practices. And DHHS used deadlines and policy rules against me rather than working with me. My DHHS worker, Rhonda Lansing, while I was in the middle of battling all my paperwork, she sent me a demand for entering all my paperwork for additional food stamps to continue my services. And I asked her for reasonable accommodations in providing that information, and instead she said that I failed to comply, and she cut me off of all services. So as of now, I have no services at all because she cut me off. DHHS must furnish reasonable accommodations if necessary to afford a qualified individual with a disability the equal opportunity to participate in and receive the benefits, available services, programs, or activities. Reasonable accommodations in the context means, I think I read all that, transportation barriers. If you believe that you have been discriminated against on the basis of disability, you have the right to file a complaint under the Americans with Disability Act in Section 504. I've done that. I've attempted to contact ADA coordinator for the state of Michigan, Stephanie Sapala, for over a year, and she refuses to respond. She's been included in all my emails I've sent to all government employees for the last year, and she's ignored my situation. Individuals who believe they have been discriminated against on the basis of disability, including failure to provide reasonable accommodations, may also file a complaint with the Michigan Department of Civil Rights. The Michigan Department of Civil Rights wasted my time doing nothing since July 17th. They've ignored my numerous requests for transportation to access public services complaints against DHHS workers who ignored my request. That's been going on since July of 2018. Persons with Disabilities Civil Rights Act of 220. Opportunity guaranteed. Civil right. Accommodation of person with disability, undue hardship, the opportunity to obtain employment, housing, full and equal utilization of public accommodations, public services without discrimination because of a disability is guaranteed by this act and is a civil right. My civil right has been denied me by Lapeer County and Department of Civil Rights for the state of Michigan. A person shall accommodate a person with a disability for purposes of employment. That Charles Archie made me lose my job I had since 2017 that I requested help with. Public accommodation, public services, or housing. I have no way of getting housing whatsoever. I'm stuck in an uninhabitable mobile home that DHHS workers destroyed, and they've left me to die since November 2017. A person alleging a violation of this act may bring a civil action for appropriate injunction, relief, or damages, or both. An action commenced pursuant to subsection 1 may be brought in circuit court for the county where the alleged violation occurred, or the county where the person against the civil right occurred. I'm disabled. I can't get anywhere. I have no access to transportation. I haven't been able to file anything, and I haven't been given my right to file legal action against the Department of Civil Rights. I don't have transportation to any courts, and have been denied access to by DHHS, Lapeer DHHS, and the Michigan Department of Civil Rights. I can't defend myself, and I'm being tortured to death without having running water since 2017 in November until I die. That's my right to transportation.
leading on the everlasting arm. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arm. Oh, how the everlasting arm.
Oh, how bright the path grows from day to day,
Leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arm.
What have I to dread? What have I to fear?
Leaning on the everlasting arm.
I have blessed peace with my Lord so near.
Leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arm.
Home, 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 ain't got no home. I know place to roam. Ain't got no home. I know place to roam. I'm a lonely boy. I ain't got a home. I've got a voice. I love to sing. I sing like a girl, and I sing like a frog. I'm a lonely boy. I ain't got a home.
Breaking rocks in the hot sun, I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I needed money 'cause I had none. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. Well, I left my baby and I feel so bad. I guess my race is run. She's the best gal I ever had, and I fought the law, and the law won. I fought the law, and the law won. Robbing people with a zip gun. I fought the law, and the law won. I fought the law, and the law won. I left my little baby and a good fun. I fought the law, and the law won. I fought the law, and the law won. Well, I left my baby and I feel so bad. I guess my race is run. She's the best gal I ever had, and I fought the law, and the law won. I fought the law, and the law won.
secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arm.
What a fellowship, what a joy divine,
Leaning on the everlasting arm.
what a blessedness, what a peace is mine.
Leaning on the everlasting arm. Leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, everlasting arms.
Oh, how sweet to walk in this pilgrim way,
Leaning on the everlasting arms.
oh, how bright the path grows from day to day,
Leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, safe and secure from all alarm. Leaning on Jesus, leaning on Jesus, leaning on the everlasting arms.
what have I to dread, what have I to fear?
Leaning on the everlasting arms.
I have blessed peace with my Lord so near.
Leaning on the everlasting arms.